Imagine you're in a grocery store, trying to decide between two types of tortilla chips. Kroger brand, restaurant-style tortilla chips, 20 ounces for less than $2.50, or Garden of Eden, blue corn tortilla chips, organic, 16 ounces for $3. The economical choice doesn't seem so difficult, right? However, there is more to this decision than simply cost. You notice on the more expensive organic bag of chips, there is a small box, a badge of certification, stating that these chips are non-GMO. According to Doug Farquhar, director of the Environmental Health Program at NCSL, a genetically modified organism is a plant or animal whose DNA has been altered using genetic engineering techniques. GMOs were introduced into the market in the 90s and have been used in many areas since, including medicine and agriculture, as Erwin Rubenstein informs us in his article on genetic engineering. However, after many years, scientists have found evidence that have raised questions to the safety of GMOs. Today, I will share with you the dangers of GMOs, their lack of nutrition for consumers, negative effects on the environment, and the moral injustices surrounding them, as well as a solution to begin to combat the effects of GMOs. So let's first look at the dangers of GMOs. They have influenced our health as a society. GMOs have a decreased nutritional content compared to their organic counterparts. Agricultural scientist Dr. Chandra found that the levels of protein, calcium, iron, moisture, and fat were higher in organically grown nuts rather than those grown conventionally. On the other hand, the levels of calories and carbohydrates were higher in the nuts grown conventionally than those grown organically. Also, the chemicals used along with growing GMOs are not safe for human consumption. French reporters from NewsRx found that pesticides have long been used as the main solution to limit agricultural pests, but their widespread use resulted in chronic or diffuse environmental pollutions, development of insect resistances, and biodiversity reduction. Next, GMOs threaten our way of life agriculturally and ecologically by their negative effects on the soil and the environment, specifically by depleting the soil of nutrients. David Pimentel participated in an experiment over the course of 22 years on corn, soybean, and wheat crops. Each had a plot for conventional farming, organic farming, or two fields of organic farming, one using animal manure for fertilizer and the other using a cover crop system. Before beginning the experiment, the levels of nitrogen and carbon content were the same for all three plots of land, but by the end of the 22 years, Pimentel found that both organic plots had higher carbon levels and retained more water than the conventional plot, and likewise, while the nitrogen content of the conventional plot remained the same, both organic systems levels grew significantly. Finally, GMOs are surrounded by injustice, and their production is motivated by greed. GMO corn and soybean seeds are trademarked by Monsanto, a dominating presence in the GMO market. Roundup, containing a chemical called glyphosate, is manufactured by Monsanto as well, specifically sprayed on genetically modified plants that are designed to resist the weed killer.
That's interesting.
Yes, I'm sure you've all seen it. According to a study done by Jacob Rypoulos and his colleagues, glyphosate proved fatally toxic to their population of D. magna, a bacterium, as well as genotoxic to their population of E. coli, meaning the substance caused genetic mutation in the organisms. In addition, more recently in 2015, the World Health Organization declared glyphosate as a probable carcinogen. Now that we're aware of the dangers of GMOs, what steps can we take to solve this problem? Solving the problem of the proliferation of GMOs in the food industry requires informing the public by taking steps to implement a mandatory labeling system. Labeling products that contain GMOs will help raise awareness and curiosity. Besides, how can we inform the public of the dangers of GMOs if we don't even name them? Therefore, identifying GMOs on labels is the first step toward raising public awareness of the dangers of GMOs. You, as the public, should also take charge of the information out there and discover the harmful effects of GMOs yourself. So, in summary, I've identified the dangers of GMOs as well as outlined a solution to fight against their effects. Are we going to let powerful corporations like Monsanto tell us what's safe? Will we stand for the injustice done by keeping a closed mouth about where our food comes from? No. Now it's up to you, the people like you and me, to stand up against GMOs in the food industry, to protect our nutrition and environment, and to end the greed and injustice committed against unknowing victims.
Yay!